Alright, so here's another example using product to sum identities, finding the exact value. This example, the angle measures are in radians, and the other example that I worked, which is in a separate video, that angle measures in degrees. Alright, so here we have the product to sum identities. So if we've got sine A times cosine B, and you notice we got two trig functions multiplied together, the difference is the angles are different. Okay, so let's just look at this one. We got sine A cosine B is 1/2 times sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Alright, so and I'm not going to read through the rest of them. You just have to, basically you just got to look at what you've got here and pick the one you need. Okay, alright, so let's look at our example. So we've got sine of 5 pi over 24 times cosine of negative pi over 24. Okay, so let's see, we've got this first one here. Okay, so this is the one we'll be using. So let's just come over here and write it down. So I've got sine A cosine B is equal to 1/2, and that's going to be sine A plus B plus sine A minus B. Okay. Now this angle here, the 5 pi over 4, that will be angle A. This angle here, the negative pi over 24, that will be angle B. And then all we do is we take the 5 pi over 24, we plug that in for A, and then the negative pi over 24, we plug that in for B. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So I get 1/2 times the sine, and I've got A plus B, so that's 5 pi over 24, and that's plus negative pi over 24, plus the sine of A, which is 5 pi over 24, minus B, which is negative pi over 24. Alright, so let's see, we've got 1/2, and that's going to be sine, and we got 5 pi over 24 plus negative pi over 24, so 5 pi plus negative pi, that's going to be 4 pi over 24, plus the sine, let's see, we've got 5 pi over 24 minus negative pi over 24, so that's 5 pi, and then the two minuses make a plus, so 5 pi plus pi, that's going to be 6 pi over 24. Alright, so let's see, we've got 1/2, and that is going to be the sine, and that's going to reduce to pi over 6 plus the sine, and this is going to be what, pi over 4. Okay, alright, so this is going to give us 1/2 times, and then we need to know the sine of pi over 6. Well, remember, pi over 6 radians, that's 30 degrees, and we know the sine of 30, or the sine of pi over 6, is 1/2 plus, and then pi over 4 in radians, that's 45 degrees, so the sine of 45, or the sine of pi over 4, that's square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so that's going to give me 1/2 times, and that's going to be 1 plus square root of 2 all over that common denominator 2, and then if I multiply the 1/2, well, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times square root of 2 is square root of 2, and then we multiply the denominators. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, and that would be your answer. Alright, so I hope this helped. Check out my other videos. Give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.